Why is a man's life so frustrating, and what can he do to get it back on track? How can he have that epic comeback that only the top 1% seem to achieve? Now, I was reading about this man named Paul this morning. This dude faced a lot of trouble in his life. He had been imprisoned many times, and before he actually became a good guy, he was a Pharisee who used to persecute Christians in really violent ways. And so long story short, after he had his awakening and completely 180'd his life, he still faced a lot of dark times. And while writing a letter to a community in Corinth, he literally stated, "Therefore, in order to keep me from becoming conceited, I was given a thorn in my flesh." Those were his exact words. So basically, he was calling this thorn a gift. Like, how, bro? Anybody in their right logical mind wouldn't call such a thing a gift. Now, this thorn in his flesh was most commonly interpreted in relation to the temptation, hardship, opposition, rejection, and need. Like having a need to do more, wanting to do more, but facing limitations. Now, a man's life can be very frustrating. We know this. I'm sure we can all relate to this, right? Growing up, my biggest thorn was temptation. A lot of you guys know my story about prawn. In recent times, lately, within this last year, that thorn has been more so wanting to do more, but facing those limitations. However, in recent months, I do feel like I'm starting to get that breakthrough. And having that thorn, it can do that. That thorn can actually be a gift. It can become useful. So the biggest question you gotta ask yourself as a man, whatever you're going through, how can this thorn serve a purpose? How can I be more like Paul and see this thorn as a gift and actually make it useful? When you're going through hardship, bro, don't just go through it, grow through it. In order to become the next version of yourself, you have to allow the current version of yourself to die. And anything that gets put to death, bro, yeah, it hurts. That's the whole concept of destroy and build, which is number one. And we've talked about this before on my second channel. In order for anything to be built up, something first must be destroyed. In order to plant a tree, you gotta dig through the dirt a little bit, right? Dig through the rubble, plant the seed. In order to build a building, you gotta dig through the ground first. You gotta lay the groundwork, lay that foundation. And same thing as when you're at the gym. In order to build up your muscles, you gotta first break them down, right? And essentially, that's the story of Jesus. He allowed his body to be broken. He died so that we could have life. Part of learning is dying, bro. Learning to allow those old thoughts to just die so you can make room for new ones, new thoughts, new ways of living. You need the easy route cut off, bro. You need more strenuous battles in your life so that you can build up mental and physical fortitude. And being in my position where I've been so graciously blessed with this YouTube platform, the only reason why I'm able to connect with you guys and I'm able to provide you with wisdom and content on a daily basis is because I've been through some things. I've been in positions where my back's been literally up against the wall and there's nothing else I can do besides change, besides shift. That's what Shia LaBeouf said recently in the Real Ones podcast. Rock bottom isn't when you've experienced the most painfulest thing in your life. It's when you change. And so I've had to change. I've had to crucify my old self, my old ways, my old mindset, literally allowing the old version of myself to die. And part of that process is number two, which is take responsibility. I believe responsibility is one of the most monumental traits a man can possess. It's self-respect, self-honor. It's realizing that whatever happens in my life, whatever goes on, whatever goes down, it falls back on my shoulders. And I feel like I've finally just realized this. I finally just learned this just in the last couple of months, bro. I've always understood the concept, but I always thought it was the next guy. I didn't think it was me. I thought I was cool. I thought I had already taken responsibility. But when I really dissected my life and really looked at it from a different perspective, I realized, hey, I haven't been taking responsibility. Like true responsibility. My whole life, I've been so good at woe is me, living like an entitled little man-child. But the second I owned up to my mistakes and I realized that the power to change my entire life, it starts here, that's when something finally unlocked in me, bro. It gave me a shift in my mindset. So what I've learned recently, you guys, is you gotta change the monologue inside your head. You gotta change your story that you're telling yourself and that you're feeding yourself every single day. 45 days ago, bro, I was telling myself,
I'm just battling depression and just going through such a dark time in my life.
Come on, bro. I wasn't fighting depression. I was just frustrated, that's all. My life wasn't over like I thought it was. I was just going through some growing pains. Look, my brothers, this is the stuff right here that builds warriors. You say you want to be helpful. You say you want to be impactful. Well, how do you even become helpful to broken people if you've never been broken yourself? We all want to be some sort of superhero. We all want to live with honor and greatness, but the only route to greatness is the route of frustration and overcoming it. Name one legendary person that never faced opposition. You can't. Oh, Michael Jordan. No, he got cut from his high school team and still rose to greatness. Try again. Steve Jobs. Yeah, no. Dude literally got booted from his own company and still came back and invented the freaking iPhone. Try again. See, if the route would have ended up just being easy for those guys, it would have defeated the whole purpose of their greatness. What makes those guys great? It's their comeback, bro. But you gotta eat dirt first. You gotta have some sort of relationship to pain. You gotta know it intimately. You gotta see it and recognize it. Now look, hey, I love my church, right? However, most young men these days, they don't want to listen to some 65-year-old pastor preaching some hunky-dory message about how great everything in life can be. They don't want to listen to some manufactured motivational self-help speaker who grew up in Thousand Oaks and now has a 5-step program on how to live, laugh, and love. You know what I'm saying? These young men want something real, want something tangible, something they can connect with. They want to see and talk to somebody who's been there. And that's you. That's you, bro. You know what HOPE stands for? Hearing other people's experiences. We need your experience. What's your experience? What's your story? How can you allow that thorn that you have in your flesh, how can you allow that to help me? To help others. So what I'm saying here is some of the worst moments in my life where I thought my life was over, those are the same moments that galvanized me, bro. That lit a fire in my belly, that forced me to man up, take responsibility, and to change, to shift. So hey, look, when you get humbled, bro, own it. Dissect it, analyze it, ask God to show you the purpose of it. Stop speaking death over your life. You don't have a spirit of fear, of anxiety, of depression. God says you have a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. That's what you got. That's what you need to speak over yourself. The power to change is literally within you. It's right here. You already got it. It's just a shift. And after you shift that thinking and you have a renewing of the mind, that next step is then to catch momentum. When you catch momentum, bro, that's where things get fun. That's where the hard work ain't hard work no more. You enjoy it. You enjoy the process, but you have to be disciplined long enough to catch that wave of momentum. And let me end it on this note right here. The world is against you, bro. They don't want you to destroy the current version of yourself, because then you'll recognize their lies and you'll end up higher than them. They don't want you to own up to your mistakes and take responsibility for yourself. They want you to continue thinking things like, oh, you know, I guess that's just the way life is. Oh, poor me. So that way you stay down here. You stay a follower. You remain a consumer. You're profitable when you're at this level, right? They don't want you to catch that momentum, because if you catch that momentum, you're gonna start to gain power, gain influence. You now think for yourself. You lead your own operations, and therefore, you're not profitable to them anymore. We started a Discord a few days ago. I highly encourage you guys to connect with us on there. We got a great community of brothers that are literally, we're all cheerleaders for each other. We're all psyched out on just seeing each other progress. We're keeping each other in check, on track. We're constantly empowering each other, sharing ideas, and it's a beautiful thing. So I highly encourage you to click the link below and join the Discord. And if you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notifications button. Like this video. Make sure you're connected so that way you can see every single video that I drop. And also be sure to give this video a nice big thumbs up if you dug it and if you got something from it. With that said, my brothers, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. Peace always.